Greetings, dear viewers. My name is Samuel Johnson, and I welcome you once again to this season of Spooks. Now, if you have absolutely no idea who the hell I am, well, I don't blame you. But for those of you who would like a condensed history, I am a very low-grade YouTuber who, for the last few years, has made it his main shtick to do various vlogs on shows and franchises that I myself grew up with as a kid, or I myself was just interested enough to talk about. How the vlogs typically go is that every Friday, I watch an episode or entry into whatever show or franchise I'm talking about, and then after I'm done watching it, I sit in this here chair and then just do a I don't know how long vlog talking about whatever I watched. Typically the vlogs are unprofessional as hell, have very little prep time. I only occasionally take notes on something, and that's only because I feel I need to remember things better. And basically they're just disorganized messes that are just rambling, incoherent, and sometimes don't even make sense unless you really are paying attention. But for some reason, I have tricked people into thinking I'm good at them. Not a lot of people, but still a small number of them. And as a result, I like to keep doing them. Mostly just because I just think it's something fun to do. I like talking about these shows and franchises. That's the whole reason I even do these vlogs. So, I typically just keep going with them. But of course, you may notice that this vlog is not coming out on a Friday. That's because a few years ago, I started doing a seasonal vlog, so to speak. Basically, vlogs that I only do for certain times of the year. And, well, in October, I decided to start doing a series of Halloween vlogs on Sundays. I started doing these vlogs by looking at the Over the Garden Wall miniseries, which I still recommend. It's still a really damn good miniseries. And then the year after that, I looked at a handful of Scooby-Doo movies in a vlog series I called the Spooky-Doo Retrospectives. And then last year, I decided to take a look at some stop-motion scary flicks like The Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, Coraline, and Paranorman, which I thought all of them were decent enough to varying degrees. Again, I liked them all, but again, quality tended to vary from project to project. Ultimately, though, again, it's still things I like doing, and it's just kind of fun every year to look at something spooky and creepy. However, how I typically decide what the next year's vlog is going to be is, well, through a poll that I put on my socials, which there is a poll currently going on my Twitter and my Blue Sky right now, so if you'd like to be able to determine what I look at next year, you can go onto either of them, which is at Mask of Fate, on both of them. So if you want to find them, be my guest. My profile pic is me as a red lantern that a friend of mine drew. It's pretty damn, I still think it looks pretty damn cool, but I'm just kind of yanking my own, but I'm pretty much just kind of yanking my own chain, I guess. I don't know the right terminology there for basically making myself trying to look good. Point is, if you want to vote on them, be my guest. It's currently right now it's between more Scooby-Doo movies or some Simpsons Halloween specials. So it's up to you which one gets voted on. But anyway, you're not here to talk. You're not here because you want to learn about all my history. You are here because you are interested in what I'm talking about right now, which is to say, let's talk about Team Star Kid. Now, now, I'm not going to go into full detail about who Team Star Kid is, but basically, they're a YouTube channel who specializes in, well, doing and performing plays, usually comedic in nature. And they basically got their start doing like Harry Potter parodies that they put. Basically how they continue growing is that they wound up putting the acts for their Harry Potter parodies on YouTube, and they wound up garnering positive attention to the point where when they started doing more elaborate productions, they began posting those on their YouTube channel, and basically people started being drawn to them more and more. And even nowadays, they still perform plays, and they usually post the plays on YouTube. I actually find them to be a very talented group of actors, and the stories they write, the way they portray them, I think is both brilliant, hilarious, and just overall a great time. And how I actually discovered them was through one of their plays called Twisted, which is supposed to be the story of Aladdin told from the perspective of Jafar, kind of in the same vein as Wicked for the Wizard of Oz. Again, like Wicked, it's basically akin to fan fiction, but it's entertaining fan fiction. It's really funny and actually does tell a more complex story that basically paints Jafar as a tragic hero while Aladdin is a creepy perv. Again, I recommend just watching the play. It's actually really damn good. It's just really damn good, funny, and just overall a great time. But we are not here to talk about Twisted, although I will put a link to it and Team Star Kid's YouTube channel in the description for this video. No, what we are here to talk about is a series of plays that Team Star Kid puts on that, of course, fit into the creepy purview that we like to look at for this time of the year. And those plays, of course, are, well, the Hatchetfield plays. So, basically, Team Star Kid has a series of plays under their belt that basically take place in this town called, well, Hatchetfield. Now, from a glance, Hatchetfield is like any other town you would go into. It has small businesses, it's got people that come and go to work, they've got their own local attractions, and of course the town has its own little storied legends here and there. But the thing is, a lot of creepy things tend to happen in Hatchetfield. And, well, these creepy things aren't just relegated to one version. The thing is, how the Team Star Kid, how the Hatchetfield plays tend to play out, some things tend to happen in one version of events that don't tend to happen in another, resulting in a sort of multiverse of creepiness surrounding the titular town. As a result, Team Star Kid has kind of created their own, well, lore surrounding Hatchetfield, and it's a pretty creepy place. To the point, as a result, it's something I find myself rather drawn to, as I do love the creepy nature of the plays for Hatchetfield, but at the same time, there's plenty of comedy to go around. The Hatchetfield plays really do have a grasp of the scary and surreal, while also being able to keep a grasp on the comedic and still kind of make you laugh at certain things here and there. Seriously, there's a story involving pigeons that were getting super intelligent from pot. The premise alone is already somehow kind of super hilarious, but again, I find it super interesting because despite the fact that some plays in the Hatchetfield multiverse clearly don't take place in the same continuity, there is connecting lore binding each of them. There are certain events that are basically concurrent in all versions of the story that basically help tie together and paint a more complete picture of just what's going on in this town. And I find it all so fascinating, and the stories to be just downright entertaining because, yeah, like I said, while they can be funny, well, they really do know how to keep a firm grasp on the surreal and strange. And when they really do, it can be downright creepy because they do not mince words when it comes to the scary factors of the Hatchetfield stories. I'm not even seriously. There are stories of eldritch horrors in there, and they are not to be messed with. So I actually find them to be very fascinating, and honestly, stories that I like checking out. So of course I would love to talk about them. Yep, for this year, we are going to be talking about a few of Team Star Kid's Hatchetfield plays. Team Star Kid, sorry. And the thing is, my original plan for these vlogs was that I was going to be looking at the first two plays that take place in the Hatchetfield multiverse, and then I was going to move on to some of the more other stories that they performed for Hatchetfield, namely a series of videos called Nightmare Time, which they basically made which they started making during COVID, so they're more isolated, not true plays, but it does involve but they are still Hatchetfield stories, and the thing is, while nobody may be on stage, they're all just performing via Skype, I still find the stories to be rather entertaining and genuinely creepy, and they're actually pretty fun listens. I actually think they're pretty good listens to while you're just doing other things. It's actually really nice. But the thing is, I ultimately decided that the Nightmare Time videos kind of warranted their own series of vlogs. So while I may eventually look at them, for now I'm going to be sticking exclusively with the 4 plays, well, 3 plays in one short movie that basically make up the core of the Hatchetfield multiverse. In this case, those plays are The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, Black Friday, Nerdy Prudes Must Die, and Workin' Boys. Those are going to be the core of this year's Halloween vlogs. And of course, in the descriptions for each of these videos, I will link to the original plays, so if you want to watch them yourself, be my guest. I genuinely recommend them. So, if I have not scared you away with my inane ramblings, and what I've described actually sounds entertaining for you, then I hope you join me, dear viewers, in this season of Spooks, as for the next 4 weeks, we are going to be looking at some of the most amusing yet terrifying plays that come out of Team Star Kid's roster with the Hatchetfield retrospectives. And to kick things off, we're going to be looking at the play that started it all, well, later today anyway, as we take a look at The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals.